Hi, I know this is kind of cringe making a video in a car, but to be fair, I don't have any privacy anywhere else, and the car is just a very nice place to have privacy to get away from people. Very pretty out at my house. It's gonna storm pretty soon. I can hear the rumbling already. That's not figurative. I meant that literally. Like there's an actual thunderstorm coming soon, but also there's a figurative thunderstorm coming soon too. Um, I just wanted to get this out of the way because a long time ago I had some experiences. And recently, like a month ago, I thought I heard voices telling me to start sharing them. By voices, plural, I mean one. I thought I heard the Holy Spirit telling me I should share them now, but I don't know. It could have been my own mind. Regardless, I'm making this video and I'm doing it anyway right now because I think I'm supposed to. As far as I'm aware, I'm going to talk about some dreams that I had when I was younger. I've had a lot of dreams, and I remember some of them. Some of them I'm not going to mention at all here, but for my own sake. But um, a couple I'm going to share, and they're the most important ones, I think. I had one dream when I was a kid. I was a kid back in 2014. I was a child. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I was 2014. Today's 2026, so that would be 12 years ago, I think. Like 12 years ago, I'm 24 now, so I'd be like, I want to say 12, give or take, when I had this dream. And I remember it now because it was that impactful in my life. My life could be, well, regardless, I remember that dream was absolutely amazing. It was the best dream I've ever had. Uh, I didn't, I remember even back when I was a little kid, when I was 12, right around that time, I questioned to myself, like I woke up, and I think even the same day that I woke up from that dream, I thought to myself, was that heaven? But I tried to convince myself that it wasn't, and it couldn't be because I don't know. I guess it just wasn't the picture I had in my head, and I thought I wasn't that was impossible. I was figuring out a lot of reasons why it couldn't be, and I was always trying to think of ways in which I could say that it was subpar or how it could be improved, but I couldn't think of a single thing to improve about it, except for there weren't other people there to share it with. And I remember, again, this was not in, well, today, these last couple of years, I got back into Christianity. I got back into making a relationship with Jesus and with the Father and the Holy Spirit in me. I hope that they're with me now, or that they guide me through this. But amen. But I remember. I still remember bits and details of that dream, even though it's been so many years. And lately, in these last couple of years, I've seen some obvious prophecies from the Bible being fulfilled, more or less. Um, uh, and I've heard people talk about what are called NDEs, or near death experiences. I've seen them online. I hear these people talk about them, and I and sometimes I think to myself, wow, that sounds a lot very similar to that one dream that I had that one time when I was 12. Oh my God. And uh I uh I remember there were certain details from these people who talked about near death experiences, and they were saying this is what heaven looks like. And I just thought to myself, that's oddly similar to what I saw in that dream. You can see out the back, not out the back of your head, but you can see like really far to your peripherals. Like you can see that way forward, and that way, for example, if you're looking straight forward, this phone video is a very good example. You can only see this part, but up there you could see that. Sorry, my sister's calling for me. She wants me to get in because of a storm. I will! Brianna, I will! Yeah, they're already up. Yes, Brianna. Yes, Brianna. Okay. Yes, I'll bring that in too. Just call for the cats, okay? Bye. That's my sister. She's pretty great. So, how do I put this? You can see out the sides of your head. Not sides of your head, but you have super far vision, and it's extremely detailed. Like this video, for example, how you can see each blade of grass. Imagine seeing the hairs on a blade of grass that's a mile in that direction by looking straight forward here. It's just so much detail. It's so much detail like you wouldn't believe. It's like more life experience comes into you. Or like, not information download. People use that term, but it's not quite like a downloaded information. I mean, sometime I can imagine that a lot of them are correct about that. But for me, I just understood it as stuff moving very fast, because you can move very, very fast. When I had that dream, again, this is not, I didn't almost die. This is not an NDE. I don't want to claim that. It was a dream that I had when I was 12. And in that dream, I remember moving so fast. It was just absolutely unbelievable. It's so fast. The speed of light is sluggish. The speed of light, it's just absolutely sluggish. I remember describing it as several horizons come and go. Okay, like you'll be on one horizon, you'll see to another horizon, and then you'll get over there and you'll see the next horizon and the next horizon, because that's just how fast you move. It's actual running. You're sprinting across it, but it's so fast. You're already from one end to another end in just like the fraction of a second. You can travel dozens of horizons in under a blink, an eye blink, under a natural eye blink. But it's not quite like that either, because it didn't feel quite. It was, time was a little bit different. I'm not sure how to describe it. I don't even know if I remember it. I might have forgotten it, because again, it's been 12 years. I might have actually straight up forgotten how that worked super well, because I didn't journal it, unfortunately. I mean, I did one time in a fan fiction I might have deleted or something, but it was weird. It was fun, so fun. It was like more life in less time, if that makes sense. You're experiencing more life in less time, but the time is also moving fast. But fast it didn't work the same way it was here. In fact, it might have only been like under a couple seconds, maybe a minute, but it felt like longer, like either years or seconds. It's not years, maybe dates. I don't know. The point is, it was a very strange thing. Another thing I remember was that there's a landscape. There's beautiful landscapes everywhere you'd go, which is actually one of the reasons why I was running, because I wanted to take all of it in and experience everything. I wanted to record and remember it. It was just so beautiful. Everything was fantastic. So much grass. It wasn't like here. It was just like, it was good grass. It was grass, trees. I don't remember if there's flowers or not. There were probably flowers. There was definitely fields, rivers, all of the earth things. It wasn't cloudy or uh it was pretty earth like, to be honest. Um and I remember that I think there was, I vaguely remember a city flashing by, but I wasn't paying attention to it, so I don't remember everyone talking about, oh, what's this thing from I remember just being so preoccupied I barely registered on my radar to the point where I almost forgot it. And then later on I had to remind myself, oh yeah, I guess I did kind of see that. Oh well. It was so unmentionable, but yeah, I remember there was a city. I think I can't remember what the architecture looked like, but it was just, a city. I don't remember if there was people there or if it was empty or what, but it was just, you know it was just there. And it was big. It was very big, bigger than America, a lot bigger than America. It was bigger than probably Earth by a lot. How do I know that? Because the speed of light, I know, it passes around the Earth pretty quickly. I roughly know it's like not quite a second, but it's approximately a second is how long it takes for light to do one loop around the Earth. And that's how I know it was big, very big. Lots of stuff to experience, lots and lots of stuff. You never. I don't think I ever saw anything repeat, but I always wanted to see repeats of it as well, to get all the angles, to consume all of life. I say consume all of life. No, I mean like experience. You know what I mean? Like to take a mental snapshot, basically. You know what I mean? When you go out to a park and you just want to take it all in. That's what I mean by that. It's hard to describe, I guess. Um, and I remember I was alone there. I don't remember. I never saw God. I never saw Jesus. That's for sure. I never saw. I don't think I even saw animals or other people. I was just completely alone in that landscape, and it was fantastic. However, there's a city there. I imagine there had to have been people, but I didn't feel lonely. And I remember that even though I was alone in the dream, I didn't feel lonely. I did not feel lonely despite the fact that I was alone. And I as a kid, I didn't understand that, but I think I do now because God was with me, because I wasn't really alone. But regardless, it was just perfect. It was so good. And again, you move so fast in that. It was just undescribable feeling. Not quite bliss, ecstasy, joy, love, all of it. The words don't do it justice. Like I'm trying to, like it was trying to describe one feeling, but it doesn't match any of the words that you could use. It might be all of them, maybe none of them. I don't know, but regardless, exhilaration, maybe no, not quite that either. Peace as well. I know it's kind of weird to say peace and ecstasy plus exhilaration plus peace, bliss. Yeah, but again, it's a weird feeling. Imagine like in slow motion, except it's not in slow motion. Your brain just can process everything that quickly. Like how in media with a fast guy with like the Flash, Wally West, or Sonic the Hedgehog, and maybe you'll have like a scene where everything's slowed down so that you can see what they're doing, and it looks like time's frozen. Imagine it like that, except it's not that. It's your brain actually can process everything that quickly and intake everything. And I don't think that you can forget it. It's like you take it with you afterwards. Once you see something, you can take that experience with you and you don't forget it. Memory isn't fallible until you wake up. Until I woke up, obviously I forgot things since then, but yeah, and I didn't see God, I didn't see angels, I didn't see anything like that. I didn't even see other people. And that's actually one of the reasons why I rationalized to myself why it couldn't be heaven, but it was just some random dream that I had, because I thought, well, my family wasn't there, so probably one way to improve it would be to bring them to share it with. But then I also knew back then my family might make things worse and might make my experience lessen. Does that make sense? Like, they might ruin it if they were there. So it was like, I would want them there, but I wouldn't want them to ruin it, which I thought they would do by being there. It's a weird feeling. And now I didn't understand this as a kid. When I was a little kid and I was trying to, and I thought about this to myself a lot. I tried to understand it as like, I couldn't understand it. I was trying to figure out what that meant, or how that even is like. I was trying to not be an asshole, I guess. But I think I get it now, because you don't want the version of them that would ruin it. You would want the perfect version of them, the better version of them. Same way that I needed to become the better version of myself, and God is the only one who can make you. You can't do it on your own. God is the only one who can make you that person worthy of even being there. So in order for them to come in, they have to be better people, but the only way to do that is through God and through Jesus. It's the only way. Otherwise, heaven wouldn't be heaven, because there'd be people in it who make it worse. So you can't have people in there who make it worse. But you still want to bring them there. You still want them there, so you have to make them better, to then elevate them so that they can be there. It was just so amazing, just absolutely amazing. And I remember, and the reason why I bring this up is because that had a huge impact on my life completely. It had an enormous impact on my life. Like, because of that dream, because of I developed an obsession with running and with speed, and I got into track and I got into cross country. I ran for fun a lot. I still like to run from time to time, but I'm old and decrepit and my body hurts, so I can't always do it, but I want to. Regardless, it's fun. It's so amazing. It's not wishy-washy. It's not what you're thinking about at all. It's not in any way lessened by having people who you think would be bad people there. It's not. It's actually made better, but it's so much better than anyone realizes. Just the experience of intaking so much life and so much love and experience all at once, I describe it as like, imagine those scenes in movies with the speedster where everything is in slow motion, but then it's not actually in slow motion, it's actually playing at speed, but you can just process it that fast. It's all happening super fast. There's actually so much to do. And then I woke up. And I had a second dream, which was a lot more dark and morbid. This was years later, when I was like 16, 17, I think. Maybe 17. I don't remember. Maybe 16. I don't remember super well, but I maybe 14 even. I don't know, but exacts on that. But it was years later, after that dream, that I had a different dream, and that dream was very depressing to me. Again, I didn't see devils or demons or hell or anything. It just looked like Earth, but it was like there was a story playing out for me. It was a story playing out before my eyes, but I was doing it from the perspective, either like I was there or I was like the character in the story talking. But it was fragmented, like it was like if you clipped random pieces of a movie and you just kind of jumbled them into a completely randomized order, and they just stop and start randomly. I describe it as like that, but at the same time, you know it's a part of the same story because of the relevancy of it. That dream, I remember, it was fragmented. It was not coherent. It didn't make sense. I mean, it kind of made sense in a way, but it didn't make sense. Yeah, I don't even know if I was seeing the same person or in different places, or if I was seeing different people. I mean, I vaguely remember I remember in the dream fairly well, but then after I woke up, I can't remember these details super well. But I remember being a guy mowing a lawn and talking to neighbors. That was one section. And then in a different section, I was a soldier guy, and I was laughing it up and talking to people about something, having a grand old time, I guess, until I saw a mushroom cloud in the distance on the horizon, and that mushroom cloud invoked such absolute terror that I remember completely not just instantaneously snap the fingers, changing my demeanor from from good to bad, like a smile upside down. I remember shoving people out of the way and being basically like a sniveling coward, shitting my pants while scrambling to the door of whatever room this was. It was in like some kind of room with multiple stories, and I was trying to go after that door where the staircase to fling myself out the door because I was just so scared of the nuclear bomb obviously going off in the distance. And I remember I only seen it because I looked out the window and nobody else saw it because, and I just kind of ran. That was upsetting. I don't know if I would have done that. I don't think I would have done that. Maybe I would have done that, but I don't think this was me. I think it was just something though. But regardless, that's what I saw there. Then yeah. I'm going. Yeah. I do have to get in soon, but regardless, I need to get through this. There was a second bomb that went off. It was a nuclear bomb. It expanded like a bubble. It was like a bubble of light. I'm sorry, I have to cut this short because my sister is gonna get on my ass. Bye.